The problem is like a circle, like a circle, and you don't know where to break the circle, so it is just going round, round, and round. That is how serious the problem is in Cameroon.
HIV positive. HIV positive.
Why had it to be me? Am I the most unscrupulous student around? I have just 3 girlfriends, there are others with more. So why had it to be me?
En 1951, 12 estudiantes de medicina se fueron de Ibadan y se residenciaron en el centro de Londres. Victor Onomangu llegó al St. Mary's Hospital Medical School en Paddington y fue escogido como médico en 1954.
When students qualify, they have to apply for jobs as house officers. And the professor of surgery wanted me to be house surgeon. But of course, the committee had never had a black man on the staff. And they were very opposed to it. And my professor said he was going to resign it. They refused to have me as a house officer. And because of this, they had to accept his commission. I was appointed as a house officer, and I worked, as they say, like a nigger. Worked round the clock for 6 months. We had 44 beds, and when I finally left that post, they employed 2 doctors to do the same job. And one of them became a drug addict because the stress was too much for him. But I just worked hard.
Oficialmente, la historia de las vacunas en la medicina occidental comienza con las investigaciones sobre vacunas del médico Edward Jenner en 1796. Curiosamente, unos 80 años antes de que Lady Mary Wortley Montagu tratara de llamar la atención de la comunidad médica inglesa. Lady Mary Wortley Montagu, conocedora de varios continentes, escritora y humorista, invirtió muchos años tratando de convencer a los médicos ingleses de que aceptaran la práctica turca de inocular deliberadamente pequeñas dosis de vacuna. Parece que la razón principal para ignorarla era que los médicos no querían que una mujer les dijese qué hacer. Una de sus cartas de 1718 dice lo siguiente: no hay un ejemplo de nadie que haya muerto en la operación, y créeme, estoy tan convencida de lo que es, que pienso aplicárselo a mi hijo. Soy suficientemente patriota como para tomarme el tiempo de poner de moda esta útil invención en Inglaterra, y no fallaré en escribirle a alguno de nuestros médicos sobre esto, si supiera de alguno que fuese lo suficientemente noble para sacrificar sus ingresos por el bien de la humanidad.
But some of my colleagues have treated me as if I were not quite right in the head, because I was trying to advance an idea which was against what you might call common wisdom in the area of immunology and vaccines and so on. Because the idea that vaccines are used for treating is, in a sense, to them, it's a contradiction. It doesn't make sense, because the vaccine is supposed to prevent. How can you treat something with something you use to prevent a disease? How can you treat the disease with it? It doesn't make sense.
The idea of therapeutic vaccines in itself is something that is new, and you don't expect anything that is new to be embraced by everybody. Science has proven that anything that is new, first of all, faces some opposition.
In fact, if you have easy conditions, you might do research, but when you don't have very best conditions, you tend to be a little more determined. You use your head more and look at your eyesight. He discovered penicillin because the condition of work were not ideal. In fact, if they had been ideal, he probably would never have discovered penicillin. He was, of course, one of our lecturers in the University of St. Mary's Hospital Medical School. And I remember him giving to the Queen Mother a plate containing a fungus, fixed, of course, as a souvenir to the Queen Mother. And it was on that occasion that I also got a prize. So I had a certain attachment to him for that reason. And so in a sense, he has been a model for me in many ways. So I know his life story very well because for that reason. He was a simple, humble chap, a Scotsman. Spoke very little, and he was a very great man. Vaccination is the process by which you vaccinate somebody to produce immune responses, which, in the case of preventive vaccination, you just lie in wait until the germ comes later on and will destroy it, correct? But in fact, when you give a therapeutic vaccine, you are actually vaccinating the patient as if he were preventing or waiting in life for a disease to come. But in fact, the disease is there already, so it has to work. You were asking me how that came about. Well, when I was told about the AIDS problem, I asked what the virus looked like. They told me what it looked like. It seemed to me so obvious that the virus had an envelope which you take it from the host cell. And it seems so logical that they should use that envelope as a kind of hostage to blackmail the immune system.
It's like when you're exposed to a microorganism, the body recognizes it as a foreign body and can now attack. But in the case of HIV virus, since it takes the cell wall of the body doesn't recognize it. By
some genetic malfunction or mutation or accident, as the virus came out of the cell, it took part of the wall membrane of the T4, became attached to the viral material. And from that point on, the body could not touch it because if the body killed the virus and the envelope, it kills them. So we thought that since the envelope is what gives the virus its strength, by taking away its envelope, the virus will have no longer will completely foreign to the body. The body will not see it as a completely foreign structure.
The attractiveness of this is because there's so many varieties of HIV that such a procedure indirectly makes the patient his own sort of medicine man, his own sort of medicine and his own sort of doctor. So if it works, it will be a very potent technique.
The virus never has to deal with the Valavax itself directly. It never does. In fact, by saying that the vaccine acts on the immune system, and then it's the immune system that does the job.
Secondly, the side effects are almost zero. It's from the patient's own blood, it goes back to the same patient. And we have very little side effects or little problems. There are side effects, but they are minimal.
It penetrates everywhere, unlike probably other medications. So as antibiotics goes everywhere. Where you have the viruses, anywhere they're hiding, according to Bush, we're going to smoke them out.